Just allow me to come in here. We're not veering off. We're still on women and politics. But again, what you just painted now, one would have thought that you were working, well, in consonance with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have seen, we have had to call you sometimes about Nigerians who have been murdered, who needed justice.
But the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is not going to, that's part of what we're trying, it's not going to pay for my money to travel to these places. When we went into prison in Brazil, they didn't even know how we got in. We went in through, because they didn't even want us to get in. We went through two twins in Brazil who were worried about what was going on, and they made all the arrangements. So Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I'm supposed to tell them what you're doing is right or wrong, and we think you should do it. They're not going to fund us to go to those places, and we have to go. You know, if I were planning to go now to Cameroon, we stopped because of the Ebola issue, but I think it's safe now to do that. There are many cases. Just yesterday, I got a very graphic tape of how Nigerians were being beaten up in Angola. Lots of them, illegal immigrants. I mean, it was pathetic. If they're illegal immigrants, send them back to their country. They were actually being whipped and being beaten and being humiliated. Just yesterday, I got that. That kind of case, we're going to try to intervene and find out exactly what is going on and give our suggestions to Foreign Affairs that there must be the political will to intervene on behalf of Nigerians abroad. If we just sit back and allow that to happen, it will continue to happen. Nigerians are being treated like animals, like you're not relevant. In African countries where we are the big brother and paying so much money.
I think that's what the Minister of Foreign Affairs should really take up and see what they can do for the citizens outside the country. Back to this issue, succession plan, a grooming school, an institute, especially within political parties. Do we have anyone that is focused specifically on grooming women leaders?
No, nobody is focused. I don't know of any. There are some NGOs, but that's why I'm saying that some of us are looking in that direction now. You know, a quarterly thing, a grooming school, like you said, a mentoring platform. I found that what I've been able to do on my own, which is informal, has actually helped a lot of young girls. You know, you see them a year or two later, and it's like, oh, thank you so much for doing this. It's not about money. You know, it's the mentoring thing. And I think it's actually very, very important as we move on.
Do you get the support, because there are lots of women who are succeeding in their businesses across the country? Do you get support from such women?
Well, you see, you should approach them. I was at the Lagos Commerce of Industry program some time ago, and they were saying some ministers who are female ministers have not actually been of help to women, even women and female entrepreneurs. So, but I asked the question, did you ask them? Did you approach them? You know, have you made any requests? So that's why I said it's important for women to get together, mentor one another. You can call one of them and say, listen, this help is needed, and I think it will be done. But I think we need more of the men. They should always be at these functions and persuade them, you know, raise awareness, and look at the values of having women participate at higher levels.
What is the thinking?
If they go into politics the way they drive, I think it would be a good idea. Because, I mean...
But are you one of those?
I don't know why you're looking at me.
No,
asking
you know,
this question. It's supposed to be.
It's involuntary action.
Are you one of those who see women in traffic? Something happens and then you look and say, no wonder she's a woman.
No, on
it's a
the
compliment
contrary.
he's giving.
On the
He's
contrary,
giving a
I mean, they
compliment.
drive very well, and you don't want to just drive.
Mess up with a woman.
Yeah, so just, okay, well, fine. If you're doing well, just go ahead. And
I think,
that's what it
you
is.
know, well, it will get better. And I hope that it does get better. And I'm more confident that my own party, APC, is doing everything to make it better for women. In fact, there's no area now where they're not involving women in every aspect of decision making. So I just hope it gets better. But for the women themselves, you need to come out there and show what you're made of, and you can do this and that. We can't sit back and expect that it's just going to come on your laps. Like when you're talking of some of these women, you haven't even got to ask them for anything. So you can't complain that they're not giving you. So women shouldn't sit back and expect that it's going to come to you on a platter of gold. It is not going to. So it's important that you come out there, be courageous enough, be confident enough. And then, you know, it's also important to have the support of your family. You know,
it is very key.
It is
very key because, I'm looking at it as in a situation whereby even in our homes, you try to demean your girl child, make her, even if she's even the elders or whatever position she
Maybe
is.
that's where it starts.
Yeah, that's where it starts from.
That's where it actually starts. Dolls for girls, guns for boys, you know. So from the home, the way you raise your child, you should raise your child with confidence, raise your child to know that you can be who you want to be. You can be what you want to be, you know, from an early stage. So I agree with you, it starts from the home. And again, part of the things we should talk about and mentor one another about. But again, it doesn't have to be just politics. Your strength might not be politics. Follow your passion, follow your strength, follow what you believe in and what you believe you can do. So it's not just about politics. Wherever you find yourself, nobody should stop you from getting, from achieving your full potentials because you are a woman.
Well, that message would definitely resonate with many women, but, you know, coming back to the political parties, you say that you believe that your political party is doing something about it, even though what is done is almost no different from what the other major political party or the party in power has done. They're asking women to pick up free forms, and they're saying that is patronizing because eventually we still have to campaign. We most likely would not have the funds to campaign. We're still going to face the same obstacles that the men are still going to face. What has been, have women been able to come together? Would you say that you've been able to build a support base within political party or within your political party to ensure that, you know, more is achieved for women than is being put forward?
Work is going on that. There's a group called the 100 Women Group. 100 women attracts another 100 women and attracts another 100 women, and we're working with them. And as time goes on, you're going to see the effect of that group because they'll be approaching political parties and be talking about numbers and be. But you see, it's also like you talked about my constituency. If there was a woman that came out to contest, but nobody did. So how do you now force the political party to say, okay, you know what?
The 100
It's
women
gonna be
is
a woman.
across political parties?
Yes, it's across political parties. It's
All
called
right.
the 100 Women Group.
Honorable Abike Dabiri-Erewa, I won't forget that this time. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, we'll be back after this break. Don't go away.